Thanks, guys. Okay, Salesforce supports SaaS and PaaS, both mechanisms of cloud technology. Cloud, you have a SaaS, PaaS, iPaaS. There are plenty of different ways that predominantly, majorly, everybody talks about when it comes to cloud. It's a SaaS or PaaS. Salesforce supports both the mechanisms of cloud technologies, whether it's a SaaS or PaaS. Platform as service is like Salesforce provide you a platform. If you want to buy a product consider you have a sales application, okay, or you have a service application, or you have banking services, okay. If you can buy the application, you can give it to the users, like a banking, you have a clerks, you have cashiers, everybody, you use application, right? That application as is, you can buy it from the Salesforce and give it to your users. Users are nothing but your bank, everybody, employees. They will give it to the employees. Or they can buy a platform. Platform means which is a basic application, which you need to, which will be given to the, they will find a vendor or IT partner. IT partner will develop the application respect to the needs of the customer. Okay, that is a platform. Okay, so platform is always quite cheap, as cheap as $5 it starts from. SaaS starts from $25. So $5 is nothing, right? Means that around 350 rupees for a big companies, they can pay to 350 rupees and get the basic services of the application and build the application and give it to their employees to use the application, right? Per month, I'm talking about this. Okay. So Salesforce supports a SaaS and PaaS, and it has a learning platform, which is Trailhead. Other than that, you have multiple channels where you can get the assistance and the learning areas. And other one is App Exchange. Salesforce come up around 40 to 50 products. They have sales application, service application, health cloud application, a basic, CPG, plenty of applications. Apart from that, they have enabled their partners. Partners means a Salesforce associated with many partners. Consider you are very good. Take one example, like I'm not sure the name of the person, like a banking, Pratusha or Swati, I believe. Okay, you have a banking experience a lot, and you want to explore yourself in the IT industry, and you want to do yourself an entrepreneur stuff. So what you can do, you can say that I have a domain experience, but I don't have experience in the technology. So you can approach Salesforce. So Salesforce, you give me on a platform where you give me for free. They will give up for free. Okay, where you can explore yourself, learning and doing a product. You may see that, okay, this currently you might be using an HSBC or HDFC or any other bank. You may feel, okay, these are all the features to be enabled in my application so that my work will be easier. That features together, you can build up your own application on the Salesforce platform. On the Salesforce platform, you can build on your own, and you can start selling to the companies. You can start selling to the companies like this. You can build application, right? It's called partner applications. That you can host it on App Exchange, which is like Google Play Store, you have it, right? App Store, you have plenty of App Store and Play Stores, you have it, right? Where many of the customers, like many of the IT vendors, they build applications and host it on the application. It's pretty simple, like how you have a Google App Store or Play Store, Apple App Store, Play Store. Okay. Likewise, you can build your application and host it on App Exchange, which is being given by Salesforce. So if a customer interested to buy your product, they can view your product description, detailing, and videos, and they can approach for buying the licenses as such, which will help the customer, because saying that, okay, if I use this application as is, I'll get my work done in a sooner or faster, right? Okay. Let me jump on to the acquisitions, which we talked about. They are masters in acquisition of many software technologies, which are associated or de-associated with the CRM, but it will help them to stand tall. I can think you are all aware that Salesforce standing on the top 3 companies in the world in the revenue as well as the growth wise, year-on-year growth. And ease of implementation, which I talked multiple times. You have a point and click and a shorter design to go live. Like if a customer takes a product, the go live is very short. It's like 2 to 3 months. You can get an application up running or if a small application within a week, it can run and used by users or employees of the company. Okay. And it has a pre-built application which I talked about out of the box applications. Okay. So let's jump on to other slide. I have covered a couple of things here. Job market. Job market is very hot on the Salesforce front. You can just search in Naukri or Monster or any other websites. You can get the thousands of openings on the Salesforce front because of many customers are approaching Salesforce for their applications implementations. Okay. And it has a not just limiting to, okay, everybody not required to be an expert of the developer, but we recommend to be a developer. Start the developer so that will give you an help on the approaching as an administrator. If you learn the developer, obviously it's the administrator is a built-in. Our course is focused on the developer, which will cover your administration as well as the support and configuration developer. So developer and administrator covers both the concepts in our training. And once you carry growth, then you can go on to the solution designer or technical architect, and who are interested on the domain specific. If you have a knowledge on these two, then you can go approach you can perform as a best business analyst. Like I consider you in a banking, taking banking, because that I heard there are a couple of people are working in banking sector or supply chain, where you are masters in it. You can learn the Salesforce administration developer and move on to your career. If you feel that business analyst is one of the prominent area where you can succeed, then you can jump onto the business analyst after working for 2 to 3 years in a Salesforce. That will help you out of your detailing your stuff, what you have worked in reality and the ground market, and then understanding on the technology, which will help you out to be an excellent business analyst as such. Okay. This is the goals and market wise. And the salaries always starts, probably your salaries might be starts lower, about below 10 lakhs initially, but later it may go up with, I'm talking about 2 to 3 years experience, but later it exponentially growth is there for the next 7 to 10 years. There is no obstruction to the Salesforce, because the way that the things are moving on the Salesforce front and the acquisitions and the market growth is exponential. It's an awesome, amazing as such. And apart from this learning, career, and everything, we always recommend you to train yourself. Not train yourself. I know we always recommend you to clear the certifications such as administrator certification and developer certification. Either of one certification is required to clear it out. It's easy and simple. We'll help you out with the training materials. Not training materials, certification related questions, where once you are completed with the completely training, then we'll have a personalized sessions with all of you, the identified people, all of you who are interested on this, and then you can approach on the certifications. Certification is one of the easiest part, and clear it if you spend good amount of time on the doing exercising the things what we have given it in during the classes. Okay, I'll give a 30 seconds break here. You have any questions, we would be happy to answer. May I answer them? Any questions, guys? Okay. I assume that no questions. Okay, what is our approach? And commands. Commands means the discipline, we should be having it right. We cannot just take it for granted. Okay. Approach is every day you'll have a session about hour to hour and a half minimum, and which includes your recapping the previous day, whatever happened on the previous day session, and we'll have a small Q&A session, a Q&A, question and answers, so that you can practice before the day and come up with that, so that will help you out to align with the next day session. That is, we encourage it. But if you are finding the difficulty on the day, the next day, what we recommend is entire week, the weekend, we usually give it to you off. to learn yourself and explore and come back on the next week. You don't need to worry about what is the topic. You can ask questions any day. And one more thing is, we have a Shivkumar who will help you out the entire day. Who will help you out the entire day. You don't need to worry about, okay, after this session, and myself and Satya may not be available for you to help you out immediately, but Shiva will help you out from organization front the entire day. He is a certified consultant, Salesforce certified consultant, and having experience on the Salesforce configuration, administration, and Lightning, and coding, Apex coding, and everything. So he will help you out on the entire day as such. And we'll talk about what is going to be your agenda for the day's session. And we will give you an exercises at the end of the session, and assessments as well. And you will have a Q&A session post to that. And we will also give you a trailhead links, which you need to cover it up from your end. Need to refer these trailhead links so you can be expert on it, and you can keep gaining the badges and points, which will encourage you, as well as this will help you out to crack your career opportunities as well. Okay, any questions here, guys, on the training approach and commands? Any questions?
No, Suraj, all good.
Okay, for the entire sessions would be around 20 to 25, but I don't commit on the 25 hours. It's going to be beyond 30 hours. Okay, and moreover, we encourage you to have interactive sessions, not like one-way communication. It's not one-way communication. It is always not from me. It's always we encourage you also talk. You also come up with the questions that will help you and your team members. Of course, if you are little finding a difficulty on communication, we are happy to help you out in the communication front, whether it's a Telugu or English, or I'm believing that it's only Telugu and English. If anybody doesn't understand either language, let us know. I know Hindi, Kannada as well. Okay, so that's the sessions is one, and I expect from you the commitment and dedication, which I iteratively multiple times talked about, that at least 2 to 3 hours a day, at least 20 hours in a week is a mandatory that you have to spend it. If you can't spend 20 hours in a week, there is no point of talking on this training and career opportunities as such. Let me be upfront here. Okay. Okay. Now we will be talking about the week-wise agenda. Okay. We'll cover it on the first week. We'll predominantly talk about your configuration, Salesforce configuration administration. Okay, which will have a covering about. I don't talk about each line by line. It will be difficult for you, and most of the people are running on the time as well. Time take about at the end of the hour. I will take another 5 minutes unless someone have a question here and concern it. Okay. Salesforce, first week we covered it, Salesforce configuration administration, which will talk about the database model and Salesforce configuration front. We'll have about different environments of Salesforce, how the Salesforce development works, drag and drop opportunities, and so on. And end of this week, of course, every day I usually give it assignments to you, and we also talk about the real-time scenarios where you need to experience on it. And multiple choice questions also there on your trial hits, and practice tests also we talk about, and all this stuff we will be covering in the week 1. Okay, and week 2. Okay, these again point and click, but business automations, which talk about business automations are like more of like a guided application for the users. Like when I want to buy a product online, I select the product, then go to the cart, check out the cart, and I say, select the address, and then you have a guided process, right? It's a step-by-step process. It's a more of automated process. You have to do one after another, and automations are including, guided process, and automations means behind the scenes also there is a batch jobs runs. Batch jobs are nothing but, okay, you have done all your banking transactions at the full day. And at the end of the day, you need to see the reconciliation, right? What is being transactions, like how much of withdrawal happened, how much of checks deposited, realization of the checks, what all the entire reports to be generated. That's part of your automations as well. And reports, automations, analytics, both together. You have reports, dashboards, and there are many of the Salesforce technologies which will help you to do this stuff by just drag and drop and point and click features. Okay. And the week 3, predominantly this week 3, 4, 5, I want most of the people from the coding by coding background, they have to spend a good time on this. Till first week, second week, you'll have it's more of cakewalk. It's like very smooth, fast, simple, drag and drop. From week 3, 4, 5, we'll have a coding. There is a part of coding. So my recommendation is first 2 weeks, apart from you are doing this what do you call configuration stuff, we recommend at least we'll encourage, like I will ask Shiva to give you what basics of understanding the coding aspects. Okay, so week 3 we start on the Apex coding, Apex programming, where we talk about the classes, OOPS concept. We give you a basic of understanding of the OOPS concepts. Not basic, we'll give you brief about the OOPS as well as the classes and all the related Apex coding, programming, and you'll have a applications also. We give you a brief Sales Cloud and Service Cloud applications, what the features of Salesforce application products as such, and we talk about the data management, which is like data loading. Okay, once you data loading is why we have data loading is predominantly like if you have a new application launched. Okay, consider I don't take a HDFC Bank, it's pretty big. We'll take a small bank like I really don't get it, like Imperial Bank or small banks, where you launch it. When you launch a new application, you need to load the data from the current application, right? Or some Excel sheets need to be loaded into. That is where your data loading concept comes into, where we talk about a bit of on the data loading as well. Okay, we see how the things moving on. Based on that, we take a couple of these are like a lower priority, but when it comes to these are all very high priority. Okay, whether it's a talk about arrays, you might be having a basic understanding on arrays, SQL, database SQL concepts, and so on. Okay. And week 4 also more concentrate on your coding part, and which also talks about your Apex triggers. But it's a triggering mechanism. You have it, which I'll talk about that. It's like UI, Visualforce, or called UI elements, UI development. Visualforce is a little outdated now, but we give you a brief about what is Visualforce page, how it works. But we focus on the next week is going to be Lightning web services deployment. This is a very important aspect. Lightning is what is Lightning? Okay, Lightning is more of like we talked about the Salesforce. Salesforce applications are accessible on the mobile, web application, web browser, or tablets. Seamless experience, seamless user experience, right? You don't feel in very clumsy applications. That's all can be possible with the Salesforce Lightning. And Salesforce Lightning, which is like a out-of-the-box features also available, which you can use it, drag and drop. And if there is any customization to be done, that also can be done with the available open source technologies, which is like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. All these are open source technologies. You can learn it and do it quickly. Okay, and web services like integrations. Integrations are when you want to integrate with the Salesforce, Salesforce with any other application. Like, what is the importance of integration? If I talk about the word integrations, now without integration, there is no application can be built. Means like, okay, if you go to Flipkart, your payment gateway, payment is like you get the address, checkout, and all this stuff is good. We are within Flipkart. When it comes to payment goes to payment gateway, where you give your credit card details, and it will give you OTP and all this stuff, or integration with the external systems, whether it's a banking application, whether it's a order fulfillment systems, or any other stuff. Okay, so integration also plays a very great role, vital role as such on the Salesforce front. We give you a basic understanding of integration, but it is not mandatory that you have to be expert on everything to crack the job. No, it is not. You have to be very good and strong hold on your configuration, administration, and Apex coding is good to go. Lightning integrations, these are all value add features which you will learn over a period of time. If you take current stand like a 3 years, 4 years experience, also many of the people doesn't have experience on the Lightning and web services, but they will be having an experience on the Apex. That is a minimum and a needed basic. Okay. Okay. Now, our objective is not just doing your training and leaving into the market. We would like to focus your career such a way that you have to obtain, you have to crack the job in a simplest way of a guided training. That is a one thing. And post of the training also, we would like training. During the training, we give you sessions, and Shiva will help you on coordinating and helping you out on the exercises. Thirdly, as an organization, they will be helping out with the multiple options available on the market, where they will process your profiles and get that. And in between, we'll have a personalized sessions with you, everyone, to ensure that you are up to the mark, to ensure you get the job, the market. Okay. So this is more of a blend of developer, administrator, and training, guided training, exercises, and job opportunities, certification assistance. This is a package what we are talking about. Okay, if I'm missing anything, I'm happy to answer any questions and happy to include in our agenda as well.
Yeah, would there be any real-time project as in between? Because that will even happen when we enter into life into a job.
Yeah, certainly your question is answered. This is what I talked about, real scenarios, real-time scenarios. Will give you an application, because real-time scenario when you are started. I will take it one example from you guys only, real-time example. I will approach one of you guys. I want real-time scenario to be built from your experience so that will be easy for you to track through faster. Right?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Real-time example, we'll take it. From there, we start your configuration. Everything, whatever we are starting from the day 1 to end, we talk about the one use case, we'll take it. The use case only emerging or evolving with your configurations, administration, as well as your coding, Lightning, everything has to be done on the same application. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm opening now a window for you to have a queries. Guys, please open up your mind. If you are wondering, if you don't want recording, I can stop this recording, but you can at least start talking.